Thank God it's Friday. Or thank God it's every day. Any day. Yeah. 8 o'clock and we're here. I did survive the Lutherans. But a grinder and 2 shirts. That was it. Morning, Cindy. Cindy, why? Why? Because we love you. Love. Uh, remember the Mickey Mouse song? M-I-C-K-E-Y. No, that's not it. Who's the leader of the gang that's made for you and me? M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck. Forever we will hold our banner high, 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 high. That's your song for the day. A grinder for weed. I don't know. I guess you could use it on weed. It's a vegetable grinder, I think, mostly. Yeah, got it listed. Picked it and listed it the same day. That doesn't usually happen around here. Usually I buy stuff to sell and it sits in the death pile for a couple of years and then I drag it out eventually. Yep, must be weed. I have to join a gang. Yeah, the Mouseketeer gang. Yeah, I saw them on the news this morning. It's 55. Today in 1955, the Mickey Mouse Club started on television. How many years is that? Let's see. 1955. That would be 66 years. How do I know? Because I was born in 65 and I'm 66. Oh, wait. Probably be 67 because, we're almost done with this year. All right, Glock, you punk. Young punk. Oh. Tom, I'm already getting called old on this show.
Well, you
Oops.
are.
I am. Well, yeah. Well, you missed a good show yesterday.
Good. I mean, not good. I'm glad it was a good show. I've just been busy this week. I've been just busy, busy, busy.
We had Ron Harbor's Hope on. Oh my God, I thought I had trouble in life. That guy's had a heart attack, a heart transplant, a kidney transplant. He had he had one of those gastro surgeries to lose weight so that he could be slim enough to get a heart transplant. He said he at 5 different times in his life, the last 12 years, he has flatlined.
Uh, now who was
And
this?
that was Ron Harbor's Hope. He came on. He came and chatted on the show yesterday.
Okay.
What an amazing story.
Yeah, like Todd is 2 years older than I am.
Almost.
Yeah, almost. Not quite 2 years. You're already 66, right?
Yeah. Did you get signed up for Medicare, Tom?
I got all the paperwork ready, and I don't have to have it because I'm still carried on Roberta's insurance.
It's probably better
Yeah.
because you have to pay some money to be on Medicare. So, but it's good for me because Medicare is cheaper than uh, Texas teacher insurance,
Is it?
retired teacher insurance.
I was about to ask you, what? Is there some kind of government insurance? I think I'm gonna run for congressman just so I can get their get their fantastic medical insurance.
Yeah,
That's what everybody needs to do. What is it? 3 years and you get it for life.
yeah.
So you
I bet.
young folk, if there's any young folk in the group audience, y'all need to run for run for congressman so you can get you can have the best insurance possible for the rest of your life for free.
Who all we got in here? We got Lag, the youngster. We got Bumcrack wasn't first again. We got Clock 30 Fan, Cindy Y, Lag, James W, Azure Blue, and that's all that's made comments. So, yeah, Ron the Harbor's Hope. Golly.
Yeah, Roberta had to lose some weight before she could get her liver transplant. It wasn't much, but she still had to get inside that
But she
area.
didn't have to lose as much as Ron did. Ron said at one time he was 550 pounds.
Holy shit!
I know, God.
You know what? And I'm not saying anything about Ron or anybody else, but I'm 60 pounds overweight, and there's I don't know how they function because there's days that I just like feel I just can't move. Oh gosh, here's Tara.
I don't know. I thought I'd come and say hello to you. Jeez. I
Good
haven't
morning,
talked
Tara.
to you in a long time, Tom.
Yeah,
You didn't sound very excited to see me.
I'm always glad to see you, Tara.
Okay. Well, that's good.
But now Ron is paying back. He's doing his best to always raise money for families of people of transplant.
I'm not
Talking
laughing at you,
about
Todd.
his surgeries, his heart was like 2.3 million, and his kidney was like 1.3
I know.
million.
He was a really inspirational story.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of
So,
amazing when you think about it.
can you imagine? I mean, I had a friend who
I
had a
mean,
heart
I don't want to be
transplant.
morbid. I don't want to be morbid. My mom died young, but when you have those kind of health problems, I mean, it's just so easy to lose your life in like a snap of a finger, and he made it. I mean, it is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also did what he was told to do.
Yeah.
You know, I was when Roberta's first we first met with the doctor the first time. Um, well, they told her that she had before she could go on the list she had to lose some weight. But also, she said no drinking, no smoking dope, no taking drugs other than prescriptions. She had this long list of things that you could not do, you cannot do,
Yeah.
or you even if you were on the list, you would come off the list.
Yeah.
And I asked the nurse that was going through all this with us. I said, "Do you have people that go on the list that do this bullshit and lose? I mean, get kicked off the list?" She said, "Yeah, all the time."
Yeah, the baseball player. Remember, he got the liver. Was that Joe DiMaggio? But he wouldn't quit drinking. But he had enough money where he could buy the liver or whatever. But he
Right.
didn't. He didn't quit drinking. I don't think after he got the liver. Maybe I'm
Well, that
wrong. Maybe it wasn't. I'm not sure who the baseball player was.
I
So I
know,
don't know.
but I know who you're talking about, but I don't
Yeah,
remember who it was.
Mickey Mantle. Okay, poor Joe
Well,
DiMaggio. I just smeared him. He was with Marilyn Monroe. Anyway,
yeah. Oh, what's his name? The guy that was the actor on Dallas. Not Bewitched. Genie.
Darren McGavin. No, that's
A Dream of Genie.
God. And Jim would know that if he was in here too.
Yeah. Well, y'all know who I'm talking about. He had a liver transplant, and everybody said he didn't deserve one. He just drank himself into
Yeah.
cirrhosis.
Well, that's just it, you know.
Well,
And
when
for those
somebody
that don't know, my wife did not have a drinking problem. That was not the reason she had a genetic thing going on.
was what in the last 20 years? The TV show on Dallas? No, Dallas. It
Dallas
went
was
off the
when I
air.
was like in first grade. That was like the
Well,
early '80s, wasn't it?
Oh, shut up.
It was. I'm sorry, my mom and grandma watched it.
You know, if it wasn't for having my kids here, half the food that's in this house would not be here because we should not be eating it because we are on diets. And get behind me, Satan, is all I can say.
Come up by me, Tom. I'll work it off you. We'll be
there
putting
you
in
go.
fence or whatever.
Screw that, man.
Well, it is amazing. You'll lose weight if you do a lot of work.
I know you will. You will lose weight.
Yeah.
A friend of mine's dad had a grandson. My dad's friend had like 1,000, 1,500 acres down in South Carolina that he had cows on and horses, and he also just had, grew wheat and stuff, not wheat, hay and stuff like that for other horse owners. And he had a grandson that was going to the gym every day at the high school after he got out of high school, after he finished with a day at school.
Yeah.
And his granddad was like, dude, all you boys just load up in the truck and come over to the farm. You'll get some exercise and you'll get a workout. And his grandson was like, no, Grandpa, that's too hard. Because they were out fixing fences, resetting fence posts. They were always resetting fence posts on that place because that farm had been around since like 1920s. But yeah, that damn farm work is hard. That's the reason there's not that many farmers anymore. Todd just goes out to his oil well and flips the switch every morning and pumps him out a gallon of Texas crude and takes it on over to the bank.
But, well, I guess I don't know. Can you pump it if you're in the U.S. though?
I don't know.
They say it's going to get up to $100 a barrel again, but does that really? I mean, how much is produced in the U.S.? I don't know.
Not enough.
Yeah, I agree there.
Russia and Saudi Arabia got together and they decided we're going to cut back production.
Yeah. Well, and you're coming into winter, the heating oil season, like for Europe and stuff like that, so all that stuff's going to be up. I'm glad I don't live way up north anymore because, I mean, natural gas is probably high too. And that's what I used to have. My furnace was a natural gas furnace up there. Honestly, here, my heating bill is cheap, but we have that outdoor wood boiler, so we can just cut as much wood as we want. We want to get rid of the trees anyway, so.
Yeah, but look at all that carbon you're putting into the damn air.
Tom. Wood smoke's healthy.
Putting out, destroying the ozone and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching this thing on YouTube, and everything you hear on YouTube is correct. But there was this scientist on there, and he said that if both of the polar caps melted,
I think there's still ice up there, but I do think that I guess they've receded some, but I don't know.
That the water would only come up as high as the elbow on the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, but wouldn't the water be higher if all the ice melted? Because wouldn't the ice turn into water?
No, that's what he's saying. If it all melted, it would only go up to as high as the elbow on the Statue of Liberty.
No, Jim's still in bed.
Now that's bad for places like the Bahamas, which would be totally underwater.
I might be underwater because Kentucky used to be that inland sea.
Yeah, the water would get up to, my little lot up in the Smokies will still be dry.
We'll build an ark.
Glock. Yeah, but you displace all them damn people and they'd be every place else. Which they're displaced all over the place now. Texas would be the new bay. But, I mean, based on that, it would be pretty bad because places like Charleston and New Orleans would be underwater and probably all of Florida. But,
the nation of the Maldives would disappear. Maldives.
They just wouldn't. It's not quite as bad. The way because the guy said, people think that if the caps melt, we're going to become water world. If you've seen that movie, the whole planet is just about covered in water. But it's not the way it is. I'll pick you up in my boat, Tom.
I know. I've been watching those videos like in Florida where they got the boat, the Cajun Navy out and stuff with the boats, rescuing people and stuff.
Right.
Honestly, I was watching video. The flooding in Kissimmee was real bad, and that's where my mother-in-law and Jim's family were living. And I was watching a video, and they showed a street, and I'm like, "Oh my God, Jim! Here's where you rented that U-Haul." They're taking boats up and down past the U-Haul business, getting stuff out of there. Anyway.
Yeah, Glock. I remember that too. What was the thing about the manatees?
Oh, the manatees will die. I think they get hit by boats a lot too, though.
Yeah.
Do you have manatees in Carolinas now?
No.
Well, all of the Florida Everglades would be just underwater.
Yeah.
Probably kind of the geography of Florida. It's probably just always been kind of like a floodplain like that. You get this bad stuff comes in, it floods for a while, then it recedes.
How tall is that? 305 feet. I'm doing some calculating here. 305.
Oh, really, Mr. Sadie? Well, I know that they have like a really bad one at the turn of the century, like in the early 1900s, that really wiped the Keys out.
Yeah, just another excuse, huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
When it's too warm, it's global warming. When it's too cold, it's climate crisis. How do you politicize weather?
We're good. If it all floods.
You're good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good up here.
Oh, you got out of bed.
Who is that? Jim? What's he doing still sleeping yet?
I know. I fed the horses and everything.
Did he have a third shift job or second shift job or something?
Yeah.
Dogs got up early and they got up real early and then went back to sleep.
Oh. First stage of getting old, sleeping in the morning.
No. That's not a sign of getting old. That's a sign of being out too late.
Oh, well, we don't go anywhere.
I'm up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, we don't go anywhere and we don't party or anything
go to
anymore.
the post office and drop off shipments.
I was telling somebody I was riding horses yesterday and we were talking about something. He goes, "Oh yeah, I was young, and then you go party all night." I said, when me and my husband first got together before Brandon was born, he was working the real estate office. He'd get off of the real estate office at around 5. I'd get done feeding the horses by 5:36 between doing riding lessons and feeding and stuff. And then we would get on the snowmobiles and we'd snowmobile till like 2, 3 in the morning, go home, crash. I'd have to be up out of bed by 7 so I could go start feeding again. I mean, we were like burning the candle at both ends. I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. I remember staying up till 2 in the morning and getting back up at 6 to be at work at 7.
Yep. I used to always close the bar down on Friday night. I never got home before bar time.
Were you a patron or were you an employee?
No, I was a patron. I never worked in a bar.
Was that when you were dating lover boy Jim?
Well, that's where I met Jim. He was the
bartender.
That's my dog crying.
Can he do all the juggling, the fancy glasses, or did he just pop the top of the cold beer?
No, he didn't juggle shit. I saw a woman rip Jim's shirt off. Had tried to rip Jim's shirt off. But I never saw him juggle Jinx. He wasn't like Tom Cruise in Cocktail or something.
I did look around a girl's belly button.
Oh, he did do belly button shots and stuff. Oh, that is so gross. I mean, that's like drinking out of an armpit or something.
She doesn't wash her belly button in between guys.
So yeah. Well, how many down were you? Like 10?
I was the last guy. She was on her way out the door. I'm like,
oh, good grief.
And everybody's like, hey, wait, we forgot Jim. I'm like, damn it.
Well, you could have said no. You don't have to succumb to peer pressure.
I didn't really get to. She laid down completely on the bar, and I just slid my hands underneath her, and I brought her up to my face and I leaned down. I just picked her up because she weighed probably like 90 pounds. She's this little stripper with these huge fake boobs.
Oh, good grief. Isn't that horrible? That is just horrible. She's a shepherd mix. She's about a year old, and she's a real vocal one. She's like baby bitch a lot. So she's like, I want to go back outside.
That's who woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I was up till like 6.
Wait,
and I'm like,
the bar bitch.
I went back to bed and screwed up my sleep day.
What?
The bar stripper is a bitch.
No, now we're talking about the dog. He's like, what kind of dog is it? And I said she's real vocal. She's baby bitch a lot. I was talking about the dog, not the woman.
The stripper was the shepherd.
You're getting belly button.
You're getting out of the belly buttons of dogs in the bar.
I don't even know.
Belly button off of dogs.
Okay, hang on a second. Hold on a second before it scrolls off the screen. Mr. Sadie says my candle needs a new wick. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, mine too. I don't do that anymore.
And then he says, can't picture Jim making a martini.
Well, Mr. Sadie, it's a real short trip from one night you're drinking out of girls' belly buttons, and 20 years later you're drinking Michelob Ultra, watching your calories.
Watching what?
I made fun of him a couple of days ago because I like it too. I said it's a ladies' beer. I'll tell you a funny story. So we used to go to this country music thing. I probably shouldn't even tell you this. I was pregnant that year. I come walking in. I'm like 6 months pregnant. I didn't really look pregnant. But anyway, Jim's there. They're having a good time. And he's hanging out with this young buck. Okay, this kid's probably like 25 years old.
Well, it's my brother's brother's brother.
They're hanging out, but he's young and he's buff and stuff. Jim's 42. Okay, so they got these girls and they're arm curling them. They're like lifting them. They're arm curling them. So the young guy goes, I can't lift her. And Jim, because he has no check valve because he's drank too much, he goes, come on, man up. She's already self-conscious about her weight. Just lift her up. Except when he's saying this real loud, she's like 10 feet away from him, maybe 8 feet away from him. I'm like, oh my God. Of course, he's lifting like a 90-pound little super skinny girl. Yeah.
He has a big farm girl.
She wasn't fat. She just was like muscular and kind of stocky.
She looked like she should be curling him.
Oh my God, and he goes off on this thing. Man up. She's already self-conscious about her weight. Okay.
I got one of these. The day before we had to go into Walmart for supplies to go take back to the campsite. They had these fish bowls that were shaped like brandy snifters. I mean, they're like, a foot tall. They're big. Okay, you could use them like a fish bowl. So I get one of those, and then I get a 1.75 liter bottle of Zombie. And the next day, I drink that Zombie, that 1.75 and ice in that brandy snifter, and I'm just about through with it by the time we're doing this thing where we're curling these girls. Anyway, yeah, I was out of sight. The rocket had left the launch pad.
Anyway.
Azure, is 1911, is that an overture or is that a handgun?
Could be both.
Yes, that black kitty is Cole. And he weighs 25 pounds.
Oh, I see the cattail hanging above you. And I saw in your listings you put pet-free house. You got that cat sitting in your inventory.
I don't have cat-free. I don't have a pet-free house.
I see a cat in your inventory box.
He is a big old pussy cat. And he is heavy. And when he jumps up on you in the middle of the night up on the bed, you think, oh my God, what's got me? Lord have mercy. Too much to love 1911, but too much to go wrong. Up, hang up. Okay, that must mean that's a gun.
I'm pretty sure he's talking about a gun.
Yeah, he says it's love the 1911s, but too much to go wrong. Gum up, hang up, fail, etc. Simplicity for me.
John Dillinger.
He had a 1911.
No, he said never trust an automatic pistol or a DA's deal because automatic pistols jam.
Oh.
He liked revolvers.
You know, when I scuba dived and we'd go out fishing, and we'd take bang sticks with us.
Oh yeah, for sharks.
We never had any go off.
Did you ever shoot a shark?
Yeah, because I was diving with this guy, and we were down in Florida, and off of West Palm Beach, and he shot this speared this big old fish.
Yeah.
And the shark came along and tried to take it, and I fucked up his day real bad with a
I can imagine.
Yeah. What a bang stick is, it's a long pole with either a shotgun shell or a rifle shell on the end of it. And when you shove it into it, it does like that and fires the shell. Yeah. Anyway, it's basically point blank. And when you stick it up against the shark's head,
that
messes up their day.
Did you ever get scared or like, ooh, the shark's acting aggressive or no?
No.
No.
Even when I was in Australia and my best friend and I went diving on the Great Barrier Reef, the guy said, don't worry about great whites. He said, because they don't come into where we're going to be at because it's too easy for the waves to flip them up on top of the coral or the reefs.
Yeah.
So,
well, if that's true, Tom, then so many people in Australia get bit by damn sharks?
They're not. The reefs are over on the beach.
Yeah, I've seen that in movies. You always head to the coral reefs because the sharks won't go in them.
I think there's a movie called.
That's what he told me. He told us.
Like some kind of freaking sea monster or shark movie or something. Yeah, I mean, I don't go in if the water tastes salty. I get the hell out.
Oh boy,
I
prefer to swim in a pool. I will say that.
I like to taste bleach. Not
Jim
salt.
stepped on something in the ocean that gave him a shock, and he won't go back in it.
I was up to my neck in water and I stepped on something, gave me a real good electric shock. I said, okay, that's it with this. I was in the Atlantic off Melbourne Beach, and I'll never go in again. So if I'm not gonna deal with that, I sure as hell ain't gonna deal with no shark. No, thank you.
They had this thing, and I think it was in
If the
Florida.
ship I want starts to sink, I'm just gonna shoot myself in the head.
Oh
Hey,
God. They had this thing is like during Shark Week, and this guy's like, "Oh yeah, see, if you don't act like a prey, these sharks won't attack you." He's got all these like bull sharks swimming around him and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I wouldn't like it." He's only in the water like just above his knees, and he was a pretty tall guy. All of a sudden, one of those bull sharks, not
Golden
2
Corral.
seconds after he said it, grabs him by the calves and starts dragging him out to the deeper water. Well, he lost like. It bit his whole calf off of his leg. It was all messed up.
It's a shark buffet.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I don't think I would be that brave. Anyway,
You should wear a t-shirt that says chum.
you're horrible in a general sort of way.
I've never been scared of a shark, Tara, but they'll creep you out, especially if you wreck dive. Because off the coast of Florida, they've sank like old freighters and just old ships, period, along the coast to create reefs. And we were scuba diving. It was right when the sun was starting to go down, so there was still light. And we went down into a ship, and you could through the portholes, you had light coming in, but you could see like sharks just hovering in the water, up and down the light. It was kind of creepy there, but I've not been really scared of them.
I don't know. I figure I don't want to get eaten, so. I honestly, even a lake, like a freshwater lake, I prefer swimming in a pool. I don't like stepping on a stick. I don't like weeds touching me. I don't like seeing like turtles because then I don't want to step on a snapping turtle or something. I got like a whole bunch of things where I'm like, I don't want this stuff like touching me. And
Exactly.
yeah, I like to be in a sterile environment where I feel safe.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I've never dove on it, Azure. Tara, you're such a girl. I tell you what, you get out. First of all, who plays on the beach on a lake? You get out away from the shore.
Well, I do swim, but I mean, I like to scope it out. If it looks real weedy, like there's like weeds, I don't like it.
Or fish.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, fish could swim up and try to nip your toes or something.
Yeah, I've had them do that. Yeah. Anyway, they don't bite hard.
I like a weed-free, fish-free
environment. Or sticks. I hate sticks.
And I like it to smell like bleach.
Yeah.
You jump out of the back of a boat, you get up on a tube or a ski.
Yeah, I've done that.
And you get out, you get going. You don't just splash around in the water like an old
lady.
Lady.
Well, when I'm on a tube, Jim drives fast and he hits waves, and then when I'm laying on my belly, it hurts my boobs when he's slapping me around on a tube. Not to be lewd, but it's not comfortable.
Yeah, there's nothing like getting a rookie behind a boat on a tube and winding their ass up at about 170 miles an hour.
Yeah. You did that to me, I'd wind your ass up when I got off that tube.
You do. You get out on the lake and you're going down the lake and you spin the daggum tube out to the right, and then you just like pull back up on the throttle and yank that wheel to the left, and so you get him out there on that road spinning out there at about 100 miles an hour.
Well, we used to drag our son around a lot, and we didn't drive like that. But so he has his little.
I know how to do it. I just don't.
Yeah, he has his little life jacket on. We're going in a slow wake zone. I don't know what he did. He pushed was he on a
he pushed the front of the raft down.
He pushed the front of the raft down, and the water came up over the raft and sort of washed him off the back. He's freaking out. I can't swim. I can't swim.
We're on channel on a busy day.
Yeah, there's like boats everywhere.
A lot of boats in this channel.
I can't swim. I can't swim. I'm like, just float. You're wearing a life jacket, for God's sake.
But he abandoned his inner thing. I had to turn the boat around, so everybody else has to stop this whole line of boats, so I can go around and get my kids. They all scratch their heads like, how the hell did the kid let go of the tube?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not sure. I'm like, he's my kid, and I don't know why. Why do kids do anything, I guess. Yeah, he freaked out. He's like, it's sinking, so he jumps off it. It's like, what do you think, the inner tube was going to pull him down?
the things that we did with boats when I was a teenager. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, the cat's in your inventory. It's knocking it down. Oh my god, the cat's knocking his inventory boxes off the
I
shelf.
would beat, as I was saying, the things that we did with boats as teenagers. I would beat the hell out of my kid if they did that now. Mind you, when I was a teenager, Lake Wiley didn't have many boaters on it.
I don't really like driving crazy on water. I can drive crazy on a snowmobile or something like that, but I don't know. It's something about water. I'm scared of drowning.
No, I'm not afraid of drowning. I'm afraid of being eaten by something in the water.
I'm afraid of drown.
You're afraid of what?
Drowning.
What if you have a life jacket on? You don't.
No, I don't like to wear a life jacket. I don't want to look like a wimp. But I also don't want to drown either.
Oh,
so
God.
I have a catch-22.
You know, a buddy of mine was out on the lake a couple weekends ago, and his son was using a ski belt.
Yeah.
And he got ticketed because he didn't have an approved life
I didn't think these were
preserver
illegal to use as a life jacket.
Oh, water skiing?
No, just in the boat.
The ski belt. No, I'm not. He wasn't on the boat. He was on a slalom behind his boat.
Oh yeah.
And he had a ski belt on, and they stopped him and rode him up.
Yeah, well, what did he think it was? 1960 with the Beach Boys or something? Nobody. Where the hell did he find his ski belt for Christ?
Oh, you can still find them.
70.
You know, I know some assholes that
are you sure
resellers. They sell on eBay. They find all kinds of crap.
Are you sure it was a ski belt? It wasn't like those water wings and like an inner tube around his waist.
Did he find the ski belt with a box of lawn charts?
Those old like cloth life preservers that they used on the Titanic.
The Midwest, yeah.
Yeah, y'all really this morning. Mr. Sadie says my grandkids all understand guns, but I still worry. You know, my dad always had a 38 in his nightstand. Everybody knew where it was at. But we knew as kids that we would get our ass tore up if we touched that thing. There was no discussions. There was now, Tommy, you shouldn't be messing with Daddy's gun. It would be flap, 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 flap as that damn belt's coming through his jeans.
Oh boy.
Or his khakis. I mean, that's all you would hear. But like Jim and I talked about on the show, when I was in high school, boys would show up with their pickup trucks with their dadgum shotguns up in the rack.
Oh, that's still in your inventory.
Son, come here. Come here.
Don't let that cat near your gun.
Yeah, don't let that cat near Grandpa's 38, or you're gonna have a problem.
Go.
Just shoot your paw.
He gets stepped on all the time because he's so black. He just down in the shadows. But like I was saying, you know, they came to high school with their shotguns up in the rack because they were going deer hunting afterwards. Not a daggum thing. It's just you got a bunch of.
I didn't even tell you this story. Okay, so 2 nights ago, the dogs are barking like crazy. Okay, I'm like, oh, that's weird, and the pug's barking too. So Jim's like, oh, I better go check it out. That is weird. He gets up out of bed and he picks up a shotgun immediately. I'm like, are you sleeping with a shotgun? Which I didn't know it. He has a shotgun down in between. The bed is close to the wall on his side. He's got the shotgun down in between the wall and the bed on his side, which I didn't know. Whatever, I don't care. But I just thought it was funny. It's 3 a.m. I'm like, are you getting out of bed with a shotgun?
You hear a weird noise in your house in the middle of the night, and you go check it out with nothing in your hand but you know what? Yeah, that sounds like a good way to get wasted. It's like swimming around where there's a bunch of sharks. Something you don't do. If you don't need it,
oh,
great.
stop. Is it down? It's in the red. Hey, Todd.
Down, down, down.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
I don't even look. Well, how would it get better? I heard on the radio yesterday because of they figure that, you know, because the gas is going to go up again because with this OPEC thing, they're already talking that the Fed's going to have to raise interest rates again in order to compensate for inflation.
Yeah, but it's not inflation when it's necessary goods are being artificially inflated. I mean,
whatever.
It's too little.
Well, if you
too
people would
late.
buy damn electric cars so we didn't have a dependency.
Where do
on
you
them.
buy? But wait,
No,
seriously, where do
no,
you buy the electric car though?
no. And yeah, well, let's get back to this electric car. It's all BS because that ain't what they want you to drive. What they want you to drive is a seat on a bus, because those people are letting the air out of these car tires. They'll leave a note on the windshield saying, "Oh yeah, we let the air out of your tires because your vehicle is bad for the environment." They're doing it to electric cars too. The reason is if you drive an electric, they had to use fuel to charge it to make the electricity. So they're not after gasoline cars. They're after all cars. They're after you being able to go places on your own with the government not being able to control it. The government wants your butt on a mass transportation seat, and the government's going to control the buses and trains. That's what's going on. They're going to virtually eliminate the automobile.
See what happened, Tom, when you did that?
There ain't going to be no damn. Everybody thinks, oh yeah, everybody's going to have an electric car in the garage. No, you're not.
No, I want a damn teleporter.
Yeah.
That ain't happening.
The stock
comes
market
and
will
goes
be
are gonna be
fixed when the government quits printing money that they don't have.
And the other thing is with the economy, you can't have people go to socialism or communism unless the economy tanks. That's a necessary thing that's got to happen. Watch for it. It's coming.
Jim's prediction.
Yeah, it's better. You better be stocking up on spam and dry pinto beans and rice and stuff like that.
No, seriously. I mean, because the chip crisis must have affected electric cars. I mean, because I don't go past dealerships here and say, "Oh yeah, there's the line of electric cars I could choose from." I mean, I guess you'd have to order one. I don't know how many lots you can just go buy one.
Oh well, they just opened up that new lithium strip mine where they're going to mine all the lithium. Oh no, wait, they didn't. So where the hell's all this lithium going to come from if nobody's even making it?
I think Afghanistan.
Yeah, well, they know there ain't enough there, so they know they're going to have to strip mine other places, and they ain't doing it because they don't plan on making.
Well, you're getting a little flappy sassy. You better settle down over there.
There ain't no. This whole electric car thing is a bunch of manure. It ain't happening. They're going to take away.
What's going to happen is there won't be any more fat people and I is a fat people, so I'm not shaming. Everything will be pedal cars like the Flintstones, you know.
Yeah,
we will have regressed back to the Flintstones where you get in there and you just start pedaling. And if you, because there won't be any, there won't be any need for interstates and spending all that money on it because, how fast can a damn pedal car go?
True.
Yeah, the cops will have cars. They'll be driving those nice lithium battery powered electric cars.
Leg said the next generation batteries don't use lithium, which I really don't know.
Well, the idea is to get rid of cars. It's not to convert them to electric.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I don't particularly care to drive. But anymore, flying anywhere is a damn bitch,
Oh, I don't. Well, I haven't flown in a long time. I honestly, kind of don't like flying. I mean, I would do it if I have to, but
my friend that's a corporate pilot, he said that they've moved all their planes to a smaller airport. I mean, it's still big enough for a G650 to take off on, but it's not like Atlanta's airport anymore because they're just initiating all these new rules and regulations about jets and takeoff fees and landing fees.
How are airline tickets? Are they high or they come down because there's not as many people?
They're about the same.
Are they?
Yeah. I mean, there's some little fluctuations, but not big fluctuations.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brenda, the Flintstone car. There is a movie that was made years ago. Jodie Foster was like 12 or 13, so that's how long it's been. and it was this Bugsy Malone, maybe it was called. All the cast members were like kids, and the cars that they used in the movie were pedal cars. I mean, they were big pedal cars.
Mm. Well, we were talking about losing weight. It'll get everybody fit.
Well, that's just it.
Yeah.
You know, the Fed's trying to, the government's trying to help people get rid of automobiles and lose weight at the same time.
There you go. Look on the sunny side of life.
That's right.
If they were serious about really converting to electric, they'd be making like that little Chevy Aveo, those little tiny cars. My Ford Festiva, they sold a kit 20 years ago that you could convert that car to electric. It was, you put an electric motor in the front and got rid of the gasoline engine. You could literally convert the car to electricity. They weren't. No one in places where they're using widespread use of electric vehicles is trying to make F-150 pickup trucks and Humvees run on electricity.
Well, you could make an F-150 run on electric, but not a Humvee.
And not a lot of them, because they're going to use up too many resources. I mean, it should be, if they were serious about it, they'd be making these cars that are a little bit bigger than a golf cart, which would make sense. Just little quick, short trippers would make those electric, and people would buy them because they'd be cheap and they'd make sense. Trying to make this huge, colossal $150,000 pickup truck that'll go 100 miles before it's dry, you know, and there's nowhere.
Everybody drove in Italy with those little micro cars and scooters.
Well, that's just it.
But why aren't they doing that?
All the European
countries converting us.
All the European countries have little small cars. They don't have town cars, and you know, except like in Germany where they have the big Mercedes. But then again, the Mercedes is not all that big.
But we do everything big in America. You know how many storage unit buildings I saw in Italy?
None.
0.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they don't have anything. You're poor.
We have we have a little town here. We have 5 different storage units. And each one of them has like 40, 50, 60 storage units. We do things big in America. We got so much crap. We can't even keep it all at home, like me.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? It is just my thoughts, and I could be wrong because I'm come close to being wrong. We cannot go to total electric vehicles because we have too many things that require towing capacity. These guys that are driving down the road with a trailer behind their house, their truck, with 3 zero-turn mowers on it and all that kind of crap. People with their boats, Mr. Sadie with his boat. There's just too many. Tara with her horse trailers. There's just too many things that require some when they're.
Well, even if you took away, you listed all stuff that's like hobby stuff. Delivering groceries to the grocery store, that all gets delivered on diesel semi trucks.
Yeah.
When they make a Winnebago with an electric motor, that's when I'm gonna quit driving, I think.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we need to keep buying crap, and that's what it is. Just people haven't. There is so.
No, we don't need to quit buying crap. That's how we make a living, Tom. We sell junk to people who collect junk. If everybody turns into minimalists like Eastern Europe, that ain't gonna help us out.
And I understand it's supposed to be a minimalist. Knock yourself out. But why do all of us have to be minimalists too?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Why do you have to impose it on other people?
I need people to collect crap.
It's like if you're an atheist. If you don't believe in God, hey, good for you. But you don't have to run around and make sure nobody else does.
That's right.
You got a point there, Glock. He says people want to go more than 200 miles without stopping to charge.
Yeah.
Charging is around here. Charging has gone from being free. I don't know how much it costs to pay. Per kilowatt or whatever, but they're charging all these charging stations are charging now.
Well, why would it be free? Of course,
they were free for the longest time.
Really, you have to pay for electricity. I guess I don't know what. Doesn't it cost like
Who the
If
hell
it
is
depends on the
charged
car.
for free?
I don't
Well,
know.
A
You
lot
gotta-
of a lot of shopping centers were installing their own charging stations.
Jesus Christ! I mean, can
Well,
you
yeah,
imagine
time
the
you're
cost?
shopping, that's
To
not gonna
get people to
charge
come
you
in there shop in the stores.
Huh.
So while they're charging, well, we'll go over here and have a Jersey Mike's, and then
I
go
can
over
tell
to
you though.
You can't get free air at the gas station anymore. I mean, when's the last time you saw a gas station gives away free air for your tires?
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, those people that when we were in Wisconsin caretaking for that lake home, they had a Tesla. They would drive it up from Chicago. It was a cool car,
And they couldn't drive
and then
it
they
at
couldn't
all.
drive it for the whole weekend, like 3-4 days, because they were up at the lake house the 5,000 square foot cabin that they had to plug it in, but it would take 3-4 days to charge up because obviously you got to buy that special charger converter thing
right.
that was at their house, so they couldn't drive it all weekend. So then they were driving around
the
what
gas car.
the Chevy Suburban, the gas hawk,
And the
Indigo
Lexus,
River.
the Suburban and the Lexus never left the place, and those were the cars they'd use while they were there because
Yeah.
they couldn't use their Tesla because it was charging the whole weekend.
Speaking of Chevy and Chevy products, I had to have a alternator put on my Saturn, which is a GM product.
No.
It cost me $1,000
Good grief! Why didn't you do it yourself?
because I don't have the damn tools to take the fucking radiator and all that crap out of it.
We
It's down at
were-
the bottom. It's at the bottom of the engine, and you have to take out the radiator and a bunch of other crap to get to it.
I mean,
That's
I've
just
had
like
Jim change alternators in the parking lot of AutoZone or O'Reilly's or whatever on the road from Kentucky to Wisconsin. He did that a couple times already.
Hey, Tom, I'm going to tell you this. Taking out a radiator ain't fun, but it ain't that hard to do. Sometimes when the chubby girl walks up to you and says, hey, mister, can you curl me too? Sometimes you just got to man up and do it.
$1,000 alternator.
I don't have the tools and the equipment because they had to put it up on the lift and run it up on the lift and undo bolts and stuff on the bottom
Sounds like
of
you
it.
got a load of bullshit.
You get yourself a tarp, lay it on the ground underneath the car because the tarp don't raise the body at all, and then you just slide yourself underneath the car and do the bolts. You don't need a lift.
And watch a YouTube
Have
video.
you been
if you
smoking
can.
this morning, Jim?
Jim doesn't take a car to a
My-
mechanic. He
my
fixes
Every
big-
time I
everything
take a
himself.
car to a damn mechanic, they charge me a lot, and then they jack the thing up, so I gotta go back and fix it anyway.
My big behind sliding up under a damn car on a tarp. You've got to be kidding.
It's what you got to
You gotta
do.
man
I
up.
was
Man
young
up.
and thin. I'd crawl up under a damn car and change the damn muffler on or something and all that kind of crap.
Take your shark boomstick with you. You'll be safe.
I'm just too big now to waller around on it like that.
Just pretend it's a shipwreck and you're underwater.
That has been a long time ago.
Go look where an alternator is. What year Saturn was it?
Wear your Jacques Cousteau t-shirt.
Oh,
What
it
year-
was like $600 was the
No,
labor on.
what year was the Saturn?
It's 08.
Okay, look up on a 2008 Saturn where the alternator is.
1908 or 2008?
It's 2008.
2008.
They quit making those Saturns quite a while
Yeah,
ago.
well, in 1908, I don't think they had alternators on the Saturn. I think they had those old wood coil batteries.
What is it, an Aurora? Or an Aura?
No, it's a Outlook.
Outlook, okay. Ooh, fancy.
No, well, that's the reason I keep replacing stuff on it because it's about a $50,000 vehicle if you try to buy something new for it. I mean, the same size.
Well, this is a good search. Oh boy.
Are you price checking?
No, he's looking where the alternator
Oh, it
is on.
says they can make 20,000 miles or 20 years. So that's what, 8, 18. Oh yeah, so you got what? You should have 6 years left out of it. I just want they had life expectancy was one of the searches.
About $105 from AutoZone.
Oh yeah, the alternate.
$800.
$1,000.
And did you have to supply your own Vaseline, or did they grease you up? Good Lord!
Jelly right here for you.
Did you do this? Wait a minute. Do you live near a federal? Did you do this in a prison garage or something?
Okay. Okay, it was like 850, okay? Not quite a
Oh,
thousand.
that makes it a better deal. Oh, well, that case.
God, yeah, they're paying you to fix it.
It's got a lifetime warranty on that damn alternator.
You can't have a labor.
Yeah, because they don't include the labor. Well, shit, if you're charging $800 labor, who cares how much?
Did they tell you?
$100 alternator shit, you could give those away for $800 of labor.
The thing about it is, though, like I said, you have to tear the damn front end off of that sucker to just about change the to change the alternator on it.
Oh,
God
boy.
only knows if you had to change a water pump on it. Jim, I used to do that all the time. I changed water pumps on vehicles. I changed shocks and brakes, and I used to do all of that stuff. But I just don't do it now because A, I'm too fat. B, I'm too old, and 3, I don't have all the damn
Look
tools
up for the elderly. That was good leg.
So when you're taking out that alternator on your 1962 Chevy, guess what else you had to do? You had to take off the radiator.
Yeah, but you
There's
can
a car-
Not the alternator. The water pump.
Oh, the upper
To
water
get to
pump.
a water pump on a rear wheel drive car, you gotta take the radiator out because if you got the fan, the radiator.
You know, nowadays you can't even. Like I said, I don't even have the damn. I don't have.
I know the alternator on a Chevy pickup truck's right up top because you just unbolt it.
Yeah, but on a rear wheel drive car, typically you have to take out the radiator to get to the water. To get to the water.
No, the alternator.
No, not the alternator. Yeah.
Well, this, it's a damn GM product. What do you expect?
Well, I drive GM trucks. The alternator's was right up on the top. It's just like 4 bolts hold it in. You take it out, put another one in.
Thank you, Anissa. Thank you.
Don't drop the soap.
Yeah. I thought it was a garage. It was actually the shower at the prison.
Oh my god! Yeah, you can go to AutoZone. I mean, that alternator's got to be. It's less than $200.
He paid money to have that done to him.
Yeah, and you have to trade in your core.
A neighbor of mine has a Chevy. What's their minivan thing called? Not a Transport.
Yeah, but Glock, a 2008 is not a new car.
No, I'm just. Wait a minute.
I want to take it to the shop. Glock goes, take everything to the shop, mess up new car computers, and they're fucked. Yeah, but this is a 2008. I mean, you could do it as a science experiment.
It's got calculators.
Mr. Sadie, what is that van that your wife has? That Chevy van she has? I think your wife's got one.
Oh my God!
Anyway, you have to take off the damn bumper to change the
Oh
headlight.
my God, Tom, you don't have to take the radiator off. Jim says on a YouTube video, it's right up on top in the front.
On this one, it's down on the bottom.
Oh boy.
Because I looked. Because I can't change an alternator.
Oh boy.
I changed alternators on other cars I have.
Oh boy. Poor Tom.
Traverse. Okay,
It's
Traverse.
okay.
It's not a
It's
bad
all right.
thing.
I mean, you're rich. I mean, I get it. You buy premixed gas and you pay $1,000 to have your alternator replaced.
I have never, ever bought premixed gas.
You have to. You told me you did.
No, it's not. It's True Fuel. That's the brand. It does not. They have one that's mixed with oil and the one that's not. I have a lawnmower that doesn't require oil mixed in with the gasoline. Is that 4-cylinder? 2-cylinder. 2-cylinder is the one that, or 2-cycle. 2-cycle is the one that runs with gas.
4-cycle is no oil.
That's
2-cycle,
exactly it.
you mix it.
Anissa?
But you're telling lies, Tom. I can tell by the look on your face.
Tom, don't pick on Tom too much. We'll chase him away.
Yes, it is lag. You can go to your nearest Lowe's and go over to the oil for like chainsaws and stuff like that, and you will find pre-mixed
I
fuel.
saw a guy. I was in Lowe's on Sunday like 6-8 months ago, and I saw a guy. He just got out of church. He was wearing like his Sunday best, and he went and bought his pre-mixed can of pre-mixed gas at Lowe's for like $18. I'm like, there's the buyer.
18? No, it's like 24.
Well, I don't know. This was like 6 months ago. I'm like, wow, there it is. There's Tom. That's the buyer he is.
I will
No.
I will say this
Jim,
though.
wait a minute, Jim, before you start
Go
something,
ahead.
because I'll forget it. Remember when Mercury and I probably Johnson or whoever they are now, they went to where they had the oil injectors on their outboard motors.
Yeah.
So you just got a big container and you stuck it over there and hooked it up to it, and it mixed it on the fly.
Yep.
Well, Mercruiser had a problem with that. It would not. With these guys that's got these big 200 Mercury outboards,
Yeah, the oil pump would
70 miles an
go
hour
off, and
down
then
the
you have an
road,
alarm go off.
it would not pick up enough oil.
Yeah.
So it would lock the engine up on it.
Yep.
My brother had a Mercury 200, and he took that, disconnected that, and pre-mixed all his oil in his tank.
The problem is if you get any moisture from condensation or anything in that oil tank, the oil it mixes a bit with the oil, and that moisture, water and oil, of course, don't mix right, and you get this like blob of goop gets in the injector, gets in the tube where it's drawn it from the oil tank, and it plugs it up. It's very common, but then when you have an oil-starved engine, well, you know what happens.
So these guys running down the river at 70 miles an hour in these 21-foot bass boats, and all of a sudden the engine just locks up on them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but usually there's an alarm because we got a 90-horse Mariner, and it has an alarm if the oil pump goes out.
No, it's got an alarm that tells you you're low on oil.
Oh,
it doesn't tell you you're not. There is no alarm that tells you you're not getting oil. But here's one thing:
this is not the oil in the engine. This is an oil that.
This is oil in your. Yeah, but it mixes it. It's oil that's mixing with your fuel.
Right.
Yeah, but she's saying that it tells you that it's not mixing with your fuel. That's not what happens. The alarm goes off to tell you that your oil tank is low.
Oh, I thought it.
Your tank so if your injector's not working, your oil injection's not working, there's no alarm that's going to tell you that. But real quick before I forget, never ever mix ethanol fuel and oil for like a boat motor or if you have two-stroke, because oil does not mix with the ethanol. So you're going to get extreme hot spots. So if you have a two-stroke engine, never ever use straight ethanol gas. You have to get the no ethanol fuel for that. That's my tip for the day. Because if you mix oil and ethanol, it don't happen. So you're going to have raw gas going through where it's supposed to have oil mix, and you can lock one up.
I like how Tom switched the subject to boats to get off of the alternator gas.
It's still all a damn gimmick, I mean, it's all a gimmick. And
I made as much money as you, Tom. I could pay $1,000 to have an alternator put in too, but I'm just a simple, poor country folk. I can't do that.
And this is going to tell her husband tonight. Tom had to do the same thing about the alternator, and then she's going to say, "And did you know that the new Mercury outboards has a premix on it, or you don't have to premix your oil? It's got an oil pump into you to mix with your gasoline." And he's going to be going, "What the hell have you been listening to?" See, if you're on this the Silverhairstacker show, you learn something.
Oh boy,
that's right.
If it's not about silver, it's about damn boat outboard motors.
Well, let's learn something. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, it's your turn.
I got a bolo.
There you go.
Where's the screen share? I don't see the screen share.
I do too in this up, but you know what? Go out and buy you a $30,000, $40,000 new car. See which one makes him happy.
Jim with a $40,000 car? Yeah, no. We all drive all old crap. You know that.
Your sons will come in one day with a daggum $60,000 Beamer or something like that.
My son's pretty cheap though too.
Oh, he's frugal.
He's super frugal.
Why is this old beat up toy worth $105?
Huh. Well, that doesn't surprise me because you ever seen those football helmet like car things? They do real good too.
This is my listing. There's still 4 days and 4 hours left on this listing.
Good job. Where'd you find that?
That was
Was it with a bunch of other stuff, or did you buy it by itself?
The Lutherans had it, and he got them
No.
down. He got them down to like a third of what they're asking for.
Now this was what was this? It was an auction, an online auction. Let's see, whose was it? Oh, I know. It was that the reseller who died. What was his name? Nate.
Oh, it was his benefit auction.
Yeah, this is his benefit auction. I got this, and I got one just like it. That's Roger Staubach,
Oh, cool.
and I got some mini helmets.
Oh yeah, those do good too.
But,
So who did the online? Who did the internet auction? Was it Victoria?
No, well, she hosted it, but it was another lady. I can't remember her name.
Oh, cool. I think I was out of town when that was going on. Well, that's goodbye.
But I was shocked. I had no idea these were worth so much.
Yeah.
So this one hadn't got any bids yet. This is probably because it's the Cowboys.
Yeah, Cowboys suck.
But old Roger Staubach, he's well liked.
Yeah.
And Cowboys won the Super Bowl in '77.
But they lost the Ice Bowl in 60 whatever.
They're 67.
67.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I got
ever see-
like those old NFL bobbleheads. The real old. My mom had a Packer one, and I haven't looked it up, but at one time that thing was like worth over $300.
yes. Packer fans
what
typically
one?
are not huge Cowboy fans.
Yeah.
A
No
what?
offense to Cowboys.
A what kind, Tara?
There are these. Look it up and see if there's
Now,
any.
what was the
listed.
brand or the team?
It was a Packer one.
Okay, Packer. I thought you said a Packer.
Alpacas.
Yeah,
No,
they-
Packer. You know,
Oh.
dropping your R's.
I don't drive. I'm not from the East Coast. It's a Packer. I said Packers because it's got an S.
Ask her to say Gremlin.
Gremlins.
Grimblin.
Gremlin. Oh my God! I listed something and I spelt it Gremblin. And Jim has never let me live it down.
I saw that and I'm like, oh my god, so I get you pronounce it wrong, but you gotta spell it wrong too for
It's the
crying out loud.
Gremlins.
You're right, Beard. That Toyota you got's got 209,000 miles on it. If you're not getting 200,000 miles out of at least 200,000 miles out of a vehicle these days, somebody hasn't been taking care of it.
What team is the one that has a bid on it? Is it generic or is it a team?
It's a Browns, but it didn't even have any numbers on it.
Oh, okay.
I think
Well, Browns is actually probably a pretty good team. I know they don't do good, but you have a lot of like hardcore fans for the Browns. There's a
yeah,
lot of
I
hardcore Browns
think
people.
Yeah, I'm right there.
those originally came with some stickers that you could put your own numbers on them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
like those mini helmets do good. Those plastic, like they used to be, I call them gumball machine helmets, or like they made ones that were helmets that were like on wheels. They were like cars. Those do good too.
Yeah, that's hard on miles. You know,
I put all those helmets in one lot, but I haven't got a bid on them either.
Oh yeah. I haven't sold any for a while. I mean, it's been over a year since I found any in a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say we haven't found any.
Yeah, we haven't gotten any in a long time. I tried to buy those remember those stupid car ones that guy bought at that auction house, but they bid those things up to like 90
Oh, they're
bucks.
so
I'm like,
crazy.
I like to make money on stuff. I mean,
Yeah, they are crazy.
yeah,
Auctions.
sometimes
Even the
here,
online
yeah.
auctions are nuts.
Yeah, they call these gumball machine helmets.
Yeah.
I guess you got them out of
Yeah,
gumball
well, I
machines
remember
back
when
in
I
the
was a
day.
kid, you got them out of those little vending machines.
And there was there was a set of goal posts you hung the helmets on.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised I don't have a bid on it.
Yep.
Good job, Todd. You're a superstar. You get the gold star of the day.
I know.
Yeah, I won the auction for like $40. I thought, good, I
Wow.
donated some money to Nate,
Right.
Nate's family. But I had no idea they would be worth a lot of money.
Wow. Yeah, you did real good.
I don't know. Even a
Cool.
blind squirrel finds an acorn once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a squirrel looking for a nut.
And
Oh,
this, my wife's Mazda's is a year old this month, and it's got 7,000 miles on it.
You know what? Yeah, getting cars worked on is very expensive. Getting maintenance done. But wait till you start getting medical devices.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Gwen's got a heart monitor implanted. And that thing, well, it was thousands of dollars to put it in. But then on top of that, to get the monitor read every month, it's like $280.
Hmm.
And then insurance pays some of it, and then we pay the rest. And God,
my mom was
didn't know
on
what.
dialysis and she's been dead since 2009. And I mean, the dialysis insurance bill was over $9,000 a month.
Every 3 months, Roberta has to go in and get blood work done. And they just pull blood and run,
Yeah, make sure her liver is doing all right.
Yeah. It's
How,
$1,900 every 3 months.
Yeah.
so
Now, we
Gwen
don't
gets her
pay
heart monitor read once a month, and it's $280. How is that even
Is that
legal?
before insurance or after insurance?
That's before insurance. So it's like, well, you got your deductible after
Yeah.
before deductible, you have to pay nearly all of it. Yeah, one of those, it was a 3 month period. We paid like $1,400 or something. I don't know. It was
Uh-oh.
crazy.
Well, you should have watched a YouTube video on it, did gym style. I'm sure Gwen would be hitting you in the head. You're not watching a YouTube
I need to
video.
get one of those car computer reader things and hook it up to Gwen.
There you go.
Oh,
Have an
that-
app on your cell phone.
Okay,
Yeah.
tomorrow when Gwen sends out a message or her son sends out a message saying Dad is no longer with us.
Hey, and I'll tell you though, Todd, you get one of those car readers, you got to get a subscription from Ford or whoever you're getting it from to get you.
Yeah,
to-
but he's
to
talking
make it
about
work.
for his wife's heart
No,
monitor.
I'm just saying even that ain't cheap. I mean, with these module readers, yeah, you got to pay you don't just get the software. Okay, here now you can write. You got to get they subscribe it to you. It's like a lease for the reader. Yeah, it's a racket.
Well,
I'm just saying, even car companies are into that, and they're only doing that because the court made them. Initially, they weren't allowing any home mechanics to get access to their software, but a court said if you sell this car, you have and have a way to work on it. You have to let the public have access to that. So they do, but it's outrageously expensive.
Oh boy.
Scott's already drunk, and it's only 9:15 in the morning.
No, it's not even
No,
9:15.
he's driving the Toyota. I hope he's not driving drunk.
He's 8:15. Any 2 hours behind?
No, he's already in Vegas.
He's partying.
That's what I'm saying. Any 2 hours behind over there? Or is that 3 hours?
I think it's 4 hours and 20 minutes.
No, I'm talking about time zone.
That's good. 420. Oh man, that one almost went over my head too.
Anyway, I could crack myself up. If I was in solitary,
Jim's here all week.
Yeah, I'd be telling myself jokes. I'd be cracking myself up.
You killed me. It's Sorry, there was something I was going to say and I forgot what it was.
Oh boy.
Was it something about Alzheimer's?
No, it was about something. There was a comment in the chat, and I don't remember what it was now.
Yeah, it's just 8:15 in the morning where Beard is. It's a little early to drink, even if you are in Vegas, isn't it? At 8:15, you're supposed to be
No,
sleeping
you
off
just go all
yesterday's.
night long. The best cure for a hangover is just start drinking right
Just
away in the morning.
keep drinking.
Go
I
right through it.
had a neighbor, and that boy drank 24/7.
Hey, you know what though? You get dementia, you don't have to worry about it. You wake up in the morning, you're straight up wasted. You're tripping balls.
That's right.
24/7.
Yeah.
Have mercy. Okay, it's 10:15. I got to get out of here. I got people to do and places to see. So,
Well, don't do too many people, Tom. You'll hurt your back.
yeah, do unto them as they do to you. So anyway, thanks for having the show.
Yeah, time to shut this puppy down and
Time to go to work.
get out there and conquer your weekend, folks.
Yep. I hope we've ended y'all's week on a happy note with some laughter and some.
Yeah. Bend over and take the Vaseline and have a good
That's
weekend.
right.
Grease it up.
But you're not getting a good deal if you got to buy your own Vaseline.
That's right.
No, they
Okay.
should definitely provide.
They
that.
should definitely provide the Vaseline.
Have a great weekend, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.